What's up, everybody? Kong Spideyzilla here, and today I'm going to be talking about, well, my thoughts on upcoming MonsterVerse things. So, well, at first, should I make a post about this on my community? I just thought it'd be more interesting to post a video. So, it's been a while since I checked up on the MonsterVerse news, and plus the MonsterVerse has been really silent for a very long time until a few days ago, or about a week ago, we got this interesting teaser trailer called Godzilla X Kong The New Empire. Originally, this was meant to be called Godzilla and Kong, and then there was like a production shoot thing saying the Son of Kong, and then that's what this is apparently. So, as you can see, I got my High Toys Godzilla, my High Toys Kong for representation. And both these are great masterpiece figures. I recommend them. If you can somehow afford them, they're both really good. They both get all 5 stars for me. Just I really like those figures. I really wish I can somehow come up with a video idea to how to use them. So I'm still trying to get to that Godzilla and Kong versus the horror monsters. I'm so sorry that's been on hold for a while. Just that a lot of what do you call basically life, a lot of things going on. All right, so about first before I get to this, okay, I got all the movies right here on Blu-ray, and I'm going to do a re-ranking. Well, it kind of is a re-ranking, but it's the same thing. Okay, so there is pretty much now a trailer for that long-awaited Kong Skull Island animated series that's exclusive to Netflix. I don't know if I'll be checking it out or not. I don't know if I'm interested, but I'm sure you guys will be interested in checking it out. So, from what the trailer I saw, it looks cool. It looks well animated. It looks pretty cool. We're finally getting that, and then there's supposed to be that Godzilla Apple TV series coming soon. I don't know if there's a teaser on that or whatever. I don't know if a trailer's been released on it yet, but it's supposed to take place between 2014 and Godzilla King of the Monsters. So it's a sequel to Godzilla 2014, prequel to Godzilla King of the Monsters. So without further ado, okay, let me get straight into this. Okay. Alright, so here's my little update on the ranking. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's kind of the same, but I'll just do it anyway. Since a lot of people are interested of hearing others' opinions. Okay, Godzilla 2014, fourth place because. Okay, so I'm gonna tell something right now before I get into my re-ranking. Well, it is kind of the same thing, but screw it. I'll just call it re-ranking or update ranking, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna let you know that fact-wise, all these movies are good. The reason why I say that is because if you think about it, all 4 of these movies are special in some way. Godzilla 2014, The Return of the Big G, The Apology to Godzilla fans and Western audiences for the 1998 film. And also, it got Godzilla right. It was respect for the character. It tried to take it back to the dark and grittiness of the 1954 film. In my opinion, it didn't succeed, but I appreciate Gareth Edwards for trying. And Kong Skull Island, it also brought Kong back with respect. But both these movies, they try to do something different and unique with the character. I'm not a fan of this, but I like both these movies and I appreciate them for going in a different direction. Godzilla King of the Monsters. It was a tribute to the Godzilla legacy. It paid respects to the Godzilla legacy. It was a loving tribute to the series, the legacy of the Big G, and him as a character. It was pretty much a love letter to the fans. And that's all I can say about it. It was also a big fan service film, but for us old Godzilla fans, we'll take it. Godzilla versus Kong. It it brought us back the awesome matchup between Godzilla and King Kong, but it was also a rematch that we wanted for so long, that we've been dying to see for years. And it was 50, probably nearly 58 years in the making. And 58 years later, we finally got that rematch, and it was worth it. It succeeded, it delivered. Now, I'm not saying you have to like any of these movies, or you're forced to like any of these movies. You can have your own opinion. You can just like a 2014, Godzilla 2014, and just, I don't know, not like all the other movies. You can say 2014 is your favorite, Skull Island's your favorite, King of the Monsters your favorite, Godzilla vs Kong. But fact wise, I feel like all these movies are good and special. In my opinion, I would even say that it's only rivaled by the MCU as a cinematic universe, mostly because of ones like, in my opinion, Endgame, Avengers Endgame, Spider Man No Way Home, and the recent movie I also saw in the theater with my family, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, in my opinion, a masterpiece I've seen. So I think it's rivaled, plus the MCU has more movies. So I think it's rivaling the MCU. I think they're equal. DCEU, I don't know about that. The Dark Universe with the universe, bringing back the Universal monsters, I think that's dead. I'm sorry. I feel like that is, and I just heard nothing about it. And you gotta admit, fact wise, I feel like this was a success. This is a successful cinematic universe so far. But I do hope, like other people are saying, this does not take a road down the MCU where it just keeps on going and going and going. It's like never ending. I do want this to end. Like, bring it back to like the good old days of Godzilla, where it was just like a series of, like, I don't know, like 7 movies or 6 films, or even 15 movies, like the Showa era series. So, fact wise, I feel like all these movies are good, and all of them play a good special role in the cinematic universe. So, down to my ranking. Fourth place, Godzilla 2014. It's my least favorite of the MonsterVerse, but I would say it deserves more respect and appreciation as a Godzilla movie and as a MonsterVerse movie, and probably a monster movie in general. I like I really like the positives here. Just like Gareth Edwards did a good job. Plus fact wise, it is a dang good Godzilla movie, but I see a good movie in general. But the negatives for me kind of wore it down a little bit, and because I did not have a good history with this movie. No, not really. Okay, because, and plus it isn't the Godzilla, like, this is just not my style of the Big G. It really isn't. And you're trying to say, oh, it's in the style of the 1954 film. I'm sorry, that's your opinion, but I disagree. It just feels like too much a generic giant American monster movie. That's what it feels like. It doesn't feel like Godzilla. And I'm sorry, the nuclear bomb message in here isn't nowhere near as powerful as the 1954 film. I'm sorry. But I appreciate and sorry. I appreciate sorry about that. I appreciate Gareth Edwards for trying, and I think he did a good job. So, but still, good movie. Kong Skull Island, a good movie. It just has a little bit of the same problems 2014. Not exactly. It has much less negatives. It's a I can get into this movie. This is a great fun popcorn flick film. It's really good. I just, I wish Kong was just done better in this movie. I'm sorry. Just with personality and character. I mean, um and also, once again, I'm sorry to say this, it once again feels like just another generic kaiju film. I know King Kong is an American movie monster, but he has something different about him compared to other American giant movie monsters out there. But still, this is really great. I still really like this. This is still this gets third place for me. This is still a great kaiju flick all the way around. Godzilla King of the Monsters, second place. You know me in this movie. This is one of my bread and butter. But I'm sorry about that. This is one of my uh bread and butter movies, I guess you could say. Just what can I say that much about it? I mean, it's my opinion. It's a masterpiece. My opinion. Warning, this is my own personal opinion on the movies. You don't have to agree with me. You can disagree with me, agree to disagree. Everybody has their own likes and dislikes. I also do have my own dislikes and likes as well. And um this movie does have flaws, but I think it's still a masterpiece film despite the flaws it has. I think it's still a really super good Godzilla movie. It's my opinion the best modern movie since Godzilla Final Wars Solo, just including this. I just think it's really good. I think it's really great. I really just the music, the action, despite the human cutaways, the action is worth it to me. Just it's a very epic film. I like the epicness, the intenseness, the colors and that stuff. People complain about the CGI, and yeah, that is a negative of the movie. I disagree. The CGI doesn't look that bad. All four of the monsters were done really good. I like the spirituality of the movie. Almost everything about this movie, in my opinion, was great. I enjoyed it. It gets second place. Awesome movie. Then Godzilla vs. Kong. Warning, unpopular opinion. This is my favorite Godzilla and King Kong movie of all time. Yeah, I said it because for me, it just so happened to take elements from my favorite King Kong and Godzilla movies of all time. For me, from my perspective and my opinion, like, and also this takes slight elements from the 1954 Godzilla because Godzilla's acting like an anti-hero in this movie. He's destroying stuff, he's wrecking stuff, and then they got little elements from King Kong 1933. They even got one from the OGs. Like got a little elements from the originals. And those are the ones that started it all and that stuff. That makes it even more awesome for me. And it's a it's an awesome fun ride and it's easy to get off your chest. It's not like a 2 hour long movie like the others or some other movies these days. It's just an awesome fun ride, epic intense one, somewhat emotional because you got the Kong and Gia storyline. I just really think it's great. It does have flaws, but there's no such thing as a perfect film, so what's the point? So still a masterpiece movie, my favorite Versus movie, my favorite King Kong movie, my favorite Godzilla movie, my favorite monster movie, my favorite kaiju film, and my favorite film of the MonsterVerse. So, and it's in the S tier of one of my favorite movies of this generation, the 2020s. So there's that. Also, just like this also pays respect to their legacies, and also it's King Kong fighting Godzilla, just two of my favorite movie monsters of all time, and my favorite kaiju's of all time, duking it out, and it's awesome in an epic, cool, awesome modern style. And sure, this may have copied BVS a little, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I am aware of that, and that's another flaw of the film. But however, at least Mechagodzilla had a better purpose in here than Doomsday, to me at least, from what I heard of. And I can agree with that. Mechagodzilla at least has a purpose for being here, and he isn't just thrown in there randomly, even though it may seem like it. And if you think that, that's fine. But to me, he wasn't thrown, randomly, and he is kind of a cash grab. But I feel like they could have somehow made them fight each other without Mechagodzilla being there, because at the end of the day, that would have been a bit better, because it will solely focus on the Versus title. That's part of the negatives of the movie. Yeah, and if you're wondering about all the human characters in these movies, what I think about them, and do you are like, oh, you're alright with them, or do you hate them, or whatever? No, I do not dislike them. Me neither do I like them. I just think they're meh. They do need good human characters, but they're just meh. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon and start hating on them. No. Plus, there are good human characters in these movies. Like, you got Bryan Cranston, despite him being killed off in the first act, but still, awesome character. And then you got John Goodman, Samuel L. Jackson, and John C. Riley. All three of them played good characters. Sarazawa and King of the Monsters. I mean, I kind of like Dr. Chen. And in here, you got unpopular opinion. I found Bernie funny, in my opinion. Unpopular opinion. I really like Gia, the best human character in the entire film. So, yeah, they still need better human characters, but, at least to me, they were bearable. And I could stand them. So, Godzilla vs. Kong, awesome masterpiece movie. Definitely not perfect, but what's the point of looking for the perfect movie? Because I doubt that it exists. So, Godzilla vs. Kong, definitely first place for me. My favorite King Kong and Godzilla movie of all time. Sorry, that's my opinion. I can admit fact-wise, that the original Godzilla and King Kong 1933 will always be the best. They will always be the best King Kong and Godzilla movies of all time. Fact-wise, quality-wise, art-wise. Those will never get dethroned. But in my opinion, well, we all have our different opinions. So, my opinion, this is my favorite. I'm sorry. But that's just my opinion. I know I'm using my opinion a lot, but so many people just do not get the word opinions. Unfortunately, I lose a little control because of my autism. So, but then again, opinions are just opinions. We should just leave each other in peace and just be like Death and Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Live your opinion. Live it well. We can disagree. Agree to disagree. Like Big Jack Horner said. Agree to disagree. Okay. That's my order of these movies. 2014, fourth place. Kong Skull Island, third place. King of the Monsters, second place. GVK, first place. So, about this. Okay. So, thanks to our good Goji fan, 93. Well, one of the number one Godzilla fans. Big shout out to him. He is back. One of my childhood YouTubers is back. So shout out to Goji Fan 83. If you're a Godzilla fan watching this video, I highly recommend his content. So Goji Fan 93 got this news of the plot leak, and this is also taken from Wartsu as well. So go shout out to Wartsu. So what was I gonna say? Okay. So, spoiler warning. This is supposedly story leaks. But this is from a test screening, meaning another warning that they could change the movie somewhat, a bit. They can change the film up a bit. So, apparently, the Son of Kong, that one production title that they had, apparently, that actually meant something. And spoiler alert, apparently Kong finds a little baby Kong. So this basically shows that this is inspired by the Son of Kong. But that's not all. There's also apparently the primate villain, which we saw in the teaser, the orangutan looking kaiju dude. Apparently, he is named Scar King. And I can't help but get reminded of Scar from The Lion King. So a very weird, interesting name they give him. But hey, he has the name King in his name. So like King Kong. So basically, if you think about it, Kong's main rival in this movie is going to be having also the name King in his name. I know he's called Kong in this universe, but screw it, it's still King Kong. And it makes me wonder if he's gonna defeat Scar King. Is he actually finally gonna be called King Kong in this universe? Hmm? Unless if they get the rights to use the full name of King Kong. Hmm. Interesting. And at first I thought I wanted Space Godzilla, or somebody else like Biolante as the next villain. What the heck? A primate villain? That seems out of place. Okay. And then I thought about it, and I don't know, I guess my opinion changed, my feelings changed, and I'm like, you know what? A primate kaiju villain is actually pretty unique. You know, but that's obviously, I feel like that's definitely going to be Kong's main rival. And I'm probably going to get Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Caesar versus Koba vibes from that. I'm just going to let you know about that right now, but hey, my opinion, that's cool. That'll be pretty cool. And apparently he's supposed to use a whip, much like how Kong uses battle axe. And Kong is supposed to get a new power in this movie. Probably to stand up to the next kaiju I'm about to talk about, the other antagonist in this movie that's coming up, and against Scar King. I'm gonna bet money that it's gonna be the lightning powers. I feel like it has to be. It's gotta be the lightning powers. And apparently Godzilla fought Scar King long ago, and he banished him down there. I guess I'm assuming that this is deep somewhere inside the Hollow Earth. So Godzilla fought him, so that's pretty cool and interesting backstory there. And there is another ancient creature that's another rival. I think this is going to be Godzilla's main rival in the movie. And that is, they supposedly he is, I don't know what his name is, but I think they did reveal his name, but I don't remember, or I don't remember whether they revealed his name or not. But anyways, if it's any single one's the case, I can't remember his name. So, but I don't remember if they actually revealed his name or not. But there is a second antagonist, and I actually had a theory that they're trying to hide Space Godzilla and they don't want to spoil it. And what if this primate dude, is not the only villain in the movie, and he's actually somehow Space Godzilla was that evil Godzilla? Apparently, in the story of Godzilla vs. Kong, in the novel, that there was an evil Godzilla that swallowed a star, and there was a Godzilla that swallowed a star and became evil, and then other Godzillas had to team up with Kongs to fight against that. Hints to what we saw in that cave painting, and he was blue, he had wings, and we thought this was going to be Space Godzilla. So, well, I don't know where that has gone to now. It was a concept art on a cave painting, and I thought it was going to be Space Godzilla, but, I was kind of correct, because this guy and pretty much can call in ice crystals to appear. And he has ice crystals on his back. Sounds a little similar to you know who. But he definitely is an original kaiju. I feel like he might be a three-way inspiration. Well, not a two-way inspiration. A two-way inspiration with Space Godzilla and Crystalak, that one monster from Godzilla Unleashed from, on the Wii, the video game. So, with the crystals on his back. And there's also like a leak picture thing of Godzilla, like an ancient cave painting of Godzilla fighting that creature. So, and there's supposed to be an arachnid kaiju that Godzilla fights at the beginning. And I heard apparently there's supposed to be a Brazil scene. So, there's a monster action scene supposed to take place there. And also, from what I heard, it looks like the Scar King dude absorbed some power from the Hollow Earth, which makes him a threat. So I think Kong's gonna have to get like some type of power up, which is probably gonna be the lightning powers, to rival him. I don't know if Kong's gonna get the battle axe back in this movie, but I feel like I'm gonna get major Thor vibe if he major Thor vibes if he does. So, any other things? Hmm. Okay, so other things. You may originally known that this was originally named Godzilla and Kong, but now they changed it to Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Now, it sounds a little strange, but I'm starting to get used to the name now. It does have a hint of coolness to it, but I'm still iffy on the name. But however, uh the title the the thing about the title that there's X in the title. Is there are Godzilla and Kong gonna fight again? Or they're just saying it because they're crossing over again? Or they somehow thought the Godzilla and Kong title was too cheesy? I don't know. You'll be the thought. You give me your thoughts on that. Um, and apparently they say that the movie. Oh yeah, of course I know about this already. Director Adam Wingard is gonna direct this next one. The new Empire. So, well, I like the heck out of this movie, so it makes me happy. My opinion. Some people did not like this, but I agree. I disagree. Sorry about that. I'm sorry if I can't talk. I can't speak right sometimes. I don't know. Sorry about that, but yeah, Adam Wingard's gonna be directing Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. He's coming back, and one thing I'm worried about, and I'm already not liking, is the movie's gonna be twice as goofy, from what I heard. Okay, I'm all for craziness in my action movie with two childhood characters of mine, but however, I do not want it to be goofy. I don't. That's something that that the Showa era has. I know that's not a nice thing to say, but I'm sorry. Fact wise, it's true. There were those type of moments in the Showa era. In fact, probably plenty of them. But on the bright side, it gave the Showa era something different and unique about it. It had its own charm. And that's also one of the things that made the Showa era unique. And much like how every other Godzilla era has its own unique thing about it. So, um, I do not think I do not think making it twice as goofy is a good idea. I don't think it's like if you made the Heisei series twice as goofy. I don't know. But then again, a movie like in the Godzilla series, Godzilla Final Wars exist. That was a Millennium movie. And that was supposedly try to be serious, but it was very crazy and wacky over the top. But that movie, from what I saw as a kid, it was fun and entertaining. I'm gonna have to give it another watch again, but the scenes in it were fun and entertaining. It was a fun Godzilla film. So I know some people are extremely peed off that it's taken too much of a far direction from Godzilla 2014, but to me, I'm sorry, I never cared for the tone and theme of Godzilla 2014. I would have been bored out of my mind if the whole MonsterVerse had the same tone, dark, gritty theme as Godzilla 2014. Basically, every single one of these, well, these two, would felt like another giant generic American monster movie. So, I'm sorry, I disagree. Plus, on the bright side, it makes 2014 its own unique movie. So, I disagree, but you have your own opinion on that. I respect it. So, I just disagree. So, I'm going to have to see the movie. So, apparently it's going to be in theaters 2024. I don't know. They just say in theaters, but I don't know if it's going to be in theaters. They could release it on HBO Max as well, like they did with Godzilla vs. Kong, but it just says in theaters. They didn't say HBO Max, so maybe they will put it out on HBO Max. Who knows? But I feel like they're mostly are just gonna have it in theaters. So yeah, it's supposedly coming in 2024. Well, supposedly, sorry about that. Okay, it's definitely coming in 2024. It's confirmed. But I don't know what month it's gonna come out. So do you guys have any of it? So sorry. can't stand that sometimes. Okay, let me know any information on any leaks that come out about the movie's release date on a month in 2024. So there you go. I'm my thoughts overall. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm pumped. But I'm still skeptical, but I'm mostly positive. So, but at the end of the day, people are going to have their own different opinions. Movies are highly subjective. So, let me know what you think about this. Do you like this direction? Do you dislike it? Are you hyped for this movie? Are you not? Are you skeptical? Are you not hyped for this? So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I just wanted to give you 30 minutes of my thoughts on all the MonsterVerse stuff and, my rankings again and the new Empire, the Kong Skull Island animated series, the Godzilla Apple TV series and that stuff. So I think that's an interesting, cool thing that they're doing. You know, really building up a lot in this cinematic universe. So pretty cool. I'm a MonsterVerse fan. You know, right there. And this explains it. I even have DVD copies of 2014 Skull Island and King of the Monsters. There you go. So without further ado, I think that's it for today. I just want to let you know my thoughts and opinions. Wanted to share them. So if you liked the video, go ahead, leave a like. And if you're interested in the content I do in my channel, don't be shy. Go ahead and click that bell. So, and become a subscriber and a member of the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more on the Kong Spidey Zilla channel. Peace out.